This is an elephant and it's dead. You know what else is dead? Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Today, let's dive into some recently extinct animals and why it matters to us. I think a lot of folks know about this, but don't really get it. I didn't until I took a course on it. So, I'm here to break it down and make it interesting for you. To understand why so many species are going extinct right now and how it connects to us, we need a quick look at evolution. It's a huge topic, so we can't cover everything here, but this crash course will give you the basics. If you're curious, definitely dive deeper online or grab a book. Natural selection is all about survival of the fittest, right? Like those peppered moths during the Industrial Revolution. Pollution darkened the trees, making light moths easy targets for birds. But some darker moths blended in better and thrived. If the environment changes again, though, those dark moths might not have it so easy anymore. Crazy, huh? Natural selection is super crucial in evolution. It's all about survival of the fittest. Think about peppered moths in England during the Industrial Revolution. Pollution darkened tree bark, so light moths were easy targets for birds, but some darker ones blended in better and thrived. If the environment changes again, those dark moths might struggle. Wild, right? But here's the twist. They weren't originally adapted to this new crowd. They fit in better with their old group. So even if a trait is beneficial, it can vanish just by chance. In the founder effect, when a small group starts a new population, you could have just a handful of dark moths among a bunch of light ones. There's only a 33% chance that any moth is dark. If there aren't enough to breed, those dark moths could totally disappear, even though they were doing great before. So, yeah, that's genetic drift sometimes. It's just bad luck. Mutations are just random changes in DNA, which shape our traits. Sometimes these changes create traits that are helpful, harmful, or just neutral. Like with peppered moths at first, their dark color didn't matter, but when the environment changed, it helped them blend in. So, mutations spark new traits, and natural selection and genetic drift keep things interesting. Mass extinction is different though. This is when a catastrophic event causes a huge decline in biodiversity. There have been 5 mass extinctions in Earth's history, but we're currently experiencing a 6th mass extinction, which is caused by human activity. So now, I'm going to talk about 3 animals that have recently gone extinct due to this human-caused mass extinction. The ivory-billed woodpecker went extinct in the early 1900s because of deforestation. Once common in the eastern U.S., its numbers plummeted, with fewer than 25 left by the 1940s. It was declared extinct in 1967. And while there were some unconfirmed sightings after that, there's never been solid proof it survived past the 60s. Let's talk about the dodo bird, one of the most famous extinct animals. This flightless bird evolved from seed eaters that flew to Mauritius and became the dodo over time. With no predators around, they got bigger and adapted to island life, munching on fruits. But then humans showed up, hunted them, and took their eggs. Sadly, the last dodo disappeared in the late 1600s. What a bummer, right? Hey there. Welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of animals. So let's get started. Check out this owl. Don't let its size fool you. This little dude weighs just 325 grams, but has a brain that's 10 grams of pure genius. It can even recognize itself in the mirror. What's wild is that this owl hunts during the day, spotting snakes and lizards from 180 meters away. And when it dives for food, it zooms down at a crazy 240 kilometers per hour. How awesome is that? This owl isn't just a great hunter. It's a little tech whiz. They use sticks to catch tricky insects like fishing. If they can't find a stick, they save one for later, like a mini tool shed. Young African masked owls learn this by watching their moms. How cool is that? Shifting gears to the blue whale, this gentle giant weighs around 190 tons, like 33 African elephants. And get this, their tongues can weigh as much as an adult hippo. Now, let's dive into what they eat. What exactly is an animal? Well, at its core, an animal is any living creature that belongs to the kingdom Animalia. Pretty cool, right? All animals are multicellular organisms, which means they're made up of lots of cells working together, and this just means their cells have a membrane-bound nucleus and other cool organelles doing their thing. Now, here's the kicker. Animals are heterotrophic. That's a fancy way of saying they can't whip up their own food like plants do with photosynthesis. Instead, they have to munch on other organisms or break down dead stuff to get their nutrients. Think about it, whether it's a majestic lion on the hunt or a tiny ant scavenging for crumbs. They're all part of this amazing cycle of life. How fascinating is that? There are over 8 million known species of animals on Earth, and together they make up about 75% of all living land vertebrates and 95% of all living sea vertebrates. However, despite the fact that animals make up so much of the biodiversity on our planet, scientists are still working to understand just what the term animal really encompasses. For example, until the late 19th century, scientists did not know if sponges were animals or if they were more closely related to plants. And it wasn't until 2008 that a group of researchers proposed that sponges actually belonged in the phylum Porifera, which means pore-bearer. Animals vary greatly in size, ranging from microscopic rotifers to giant squid. The largest animal in the world is the blue whale, which can reach lengths of up to 30 meters and weigh more than 190 tons. It takes about